This is Jackie, and I'm here with Davey of Vanna. We are at the Maryland stop of Warped Tour. How you doing so far today? Still standing?
Still standing. Like I said to you earlier, I woke up and refreshed my weather app and kept on hitting refresh because I was like, no, it says 95 degrees already. That can't be right. But it's right, and it is. But yeah, we're doing okay.
So how many more? How many? We're at the halfway point, right? Usually, like the AP awards and such is kind of like where you make the grand turn back west.
Yeah, to go back out to the Midwest. Yeah, I've been enjoying the northern weather so much, so time to hate my life again.
Well, you got to play Boston, so hometown show. How was that?
Oh, it was the best show I've ever played. But every time we play at home on Warped Tour, it's the best show of my life. So once again, best show of my life again. It was absolutely insane. This year was like particularly like it took up our crowd took up the like fence to fence both monster stages all the way back to the end of the fence. Like people as far as I could see. It was insane. It was crazy. I always say, I told my drummer, this is his first home show with us. And I was like, are you ready to black out for 30 minutes? Because we get off stage and I'm like, what happened? I don't even remember. We got off stage and I was like, how was the set? And he was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I just was smiling the whole time. So yeah, it was great. We had, parents, wives, kids, everyone was out. So it was cool.
So now with a new album out and a hometown crowd, did you tweak your set list at all? How do you go about choosing a set list for a hometown show after just releasing a new album?
It's tough because there's a bunch of those kids that want to hear like super old songs that are like not for nothing, not to downplay any of our songs, but like are kind of irrelevant at this point. And we were a little nervous about that, and we were like, you know what, we're just gonna play what we've been playing this whole tour. It's got to be another show. We have to do the same thing we've done because we really like our set. We really loved what we've been doing this tour, and I heard from more than one kid. A bunch of kids came up to us and were like, more kids were asking if we're playing new songs. First of all, which was like, okay, that rules.
Great.
And second of all, a couple of kids come to us and like, hey, you playing? And they might throw an old song in there. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, new, old, as long as it's Vanna, we don't care. Which is the coolest part, and that's what I heard from so many people is like, new Vanna, old Vanna, it doesn't matter as long as we play, which was really cool. And the new songs were the loudest they've ever been was at home, which is like a testament to be like, okay, this. I know that if kids like it at home, our record will do well because those are the kids that have been with us since the beginning of time. So it's cool. It was also cool at the merch table when kids were doing a signing and kids were like, I've never heard of you before. And kids behind them were like, where have you been your whole life? Because they're from Mass and they didn't know about us, So it was the best possible day we could have had. There was no problems. Everything was amazing. Nick's son got to come on stage. He's almost one. So it's the first time he got to see his dad play.
It's got to be amazing.
It was incredible. Yeah, it was awesome. He loved it too.
So this is actually our redo interview because of technical issues. So last time we chatted, we talked about one of my favorite songs off the new album, Leather Feather.
Yes.
Did you play it live yet? You were talking about it. You were hinting.
Every day I'm like, guys, are we going to switch out Leather Feather? But now Pretty Groom's been picking up a lot more steam since the record's been released. So, I mean, Leather Feather's definitely going to be on the fall tour that we do 100%. That song's like too awesome, and we want to play it. We practiced it, and it felt really great. So it might switch out during this tour, but we will be playing that song on a tour coming up soon.
That's such a great song because it really talks about the juxtaposition of being a strong person but having a smile on your face and that not being a sign of weakness. Why is that important to you?
I just think that a lot of times, I've changed my life a lot in the last few years, and within that, when you grow, people go sometimes because they don't want to grow with you, and which is fine. Everyone's on their own journey. But a lot of times I feel like because I'm a happy guy now, people think I'm like weak because I'm not walking around angry and I don't look pissed off like I'm going to fight everybody. And I found that because I'm happy, I feel like I'm stronger, I have something worth, killing for. I mean, that's what the whole song is about, is I've got something I'd kill to keep. And that's true, I have so much happiness in my life that I would do anything to preserve that. And don't you dare for a second mistake my kindness for weakness at all. And I want people to know that. I want kids to know that just because they're happy and smiling doesn't mean they're weak. If anything, it means they're stronger. I really think that's a message that needs to be put out there, because I don't think that people have a right to mess with other people's happiness at all. And, you smiling and being a giddy person and happy on your life, you're going to have people coming in and trying to be negative all the time. And, like, with me, I'm like, Don't even. That's what that song is. That song should be called "Don't." Like, don't even try it. That the lyrics even say don't. I had lyrics originally that was like kind of taunting, like I dare you to take it from me, and I was like, you know what? No, I don't even want the challenge. Like, just don't even. Just stay out of my life. So yeah, I think it's important for people to be, if they're happy, to be proud of their happiness, but also let people know that, like, just because I'm happy doesn't mean I won't, like, end you if you try to come after my happiness. So.
Promise I won't.
Yeah.
So something that is important to you. I mean, you tend to have very long days on Warped Tour. So sending positive messages and talking about positivity is something that you do in your TEI workshops.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
It's the Think Entertainment Institute, TEI. They just got a bunch of really cool musicians together to be gurus, like essentially teachers this summer. I've been doing it for over a year now. But yeah, they're just these like little session classes that we can have discussions. Mine's called Finding Your Voice, which is more or less just like, it's not for vocalists. People got confused online and thought I was giving vocal lessons. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you how to yell into a microphone. It's more or less for you to find the things that you love in your life and figure out how you can do them, whether that be a career or a hobby, whether it's music or drama or fitness or, academics, whatever it may be. It's about like finding a way to take hardships in your life and things you've had to deal with and push them into things that are good. And they're more open discussions than anything. I had one the other day since I talked to you last time that I just literally listened to the kid talk for 40 minutes. And at the end of it, I kind of gave some like wisdom, but it was great because I think that she needed to like talk a bunch of things out, and I interjected a few times, but they're just discussions. I'm not sitting down telling you like I'm right and you're wrong. I try to get to know the person a little bit within the first few minutes and then kind of go from there. So they've been really cool. I have a few kids today, actually. I'm doing it today. So they've been cool. And then we've been doing these little industry talks. So at 3:00, there's this roadie session where it's like myself and some other tour managers, artists, people in production come, and we have a little panel, and we talk to the kids that want to be part of the industry and work in the industry. And it's just basically us being like, you better love music, shake everyone's hand, be nice.
Be nice to everyone.
Right. So I've gotten to do a couple different kinds of workshops, and they've been really great. Me and Garrett are going to combine workshops once we start getting more to the West Coast, and start doing workshops together, because me and Garrett have like a very similar, Garrett from the Color Morale, have a very similar outlook on things. So they're really cool. I wish these were around when I was a kid. I would have loved to sit down with, I don't know, Brand New and Coheed and Cambria and the Deftones and bands like that. I used to come see a Warped Tour and just be like, how did you do this? So I think TEI is a really, really cool thing and a really cool program, and I'll be working with TEI even past Warped Tour.
Are they the ones that are working with you on your spoken, your other tours?
TEI handles all of my workshops while I'm on Vanna tours. So that's what they do. They handle all that kind of stuff.
So tell me about last spring and last summer you worked traveling around to different schools.
Yep, so I speak at high schools, middle schools, colleges, conferences, workshops, whatever, mostly high schools though. I travel around and I tell my story from birth to now, and kind of how I got here, and I get to shed a little light on depression and suicide and judgment and fear and anxiety, and but then also on like hard work and hope and happiness. I get to go to these schools and talk to the kids that feel alone and feel like no one understands them. And let them know that they're worth something. And I also get to go to these schools and talk to the kids who think they're rock stars in their school, to be like, chill out and let's be friends. Let's make sure everyone has school needs to be a safe environment for us to go to. There's so much going on in the world. I feel like high school is not a place that you should worry about if you're safe, or worry about if you're going to get made fun of or judged or anything like that, because ultimately we're all pretty much the same people. We need to put, genders and sexualities and religious views and economic status. We need to put all that aside and just love each other, because hate isn't working. It never has, and it never will. So I get the chance to kind of bring all the values of like, a Vanna show, a punk rock show, a hardcore show, to a school that's most of those kids are never going to get to go to that. But it's about the lessons I've learned through music that I want to apply to these kids, and maybe they can apply it to their academics or their drama club or their sports or whatever, you know. And it's cool because I get the chance to go in there, and you know, they think I'm cool or whatever. I think they think that the people I know are cooler than me. You know, I go into school, and they're like, "You're friends with Sleeping with Sirens?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're great," and then they only care about that. But I get the chance to kind of walk in and give them a little bit of perspective. I'm not wearing a suit. I didn't come in there to give you the key to success and how to make money. I came in there to tell you that, like, happiness is not unachievable. You can be happy. You know, that your passion might not equal a paycheck, but it does equal happiness, and that's more important than anything else in this world. So it's cool, man. I get the chance, like, you know, I yell at kids on the stage here, and then I speak quietly to kids at high school. So it's kind of the same thing. It's weird not having the band behind me because it's just me, but I enjoy it. So yeah, so now I've been doing that for a few years, and I do the think classes and touring in Vanna. So I essentially just always have a microphone in my hand and I never shut up. Essentially, is my life. That's what people go, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "How much time you got?"
And the one last thing you do is you also beat up your other not necessarily just your band members, but all the other people on tour.
Yeah.
Something that helps lots of people cope with various issues is fitness. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm doing Rise Above Fitness with Brendan Chipetti. He's formerly of Bleeding Through fame, one of my really close friends, one of my best friends out here. We're training everybody on Warped Tour, which is really cool because we've talked about this before. You've done a lot in the fitness world. It just, when I decided to take that jump into the and better my body, it not only did it better my body, but it bettered my mind and my spirit and my emotions. And my wife got involved with me now. She's a fitness guru now. She's crazy. But yeah, we're out here with Brandon and we're training all these people at Warped Tour. And it's been now 4 weeks, and I've watched people that couldn't pick up a standard bar are now have weights on and they're doing clean and presses and rows, and people are dropping weight and they're feeling good about themselves. And we were afraid the first week everyone would drop off and that'd be it, but the numbers just grow every day, which I think it's important out here, especially to feel good about who you are and what you look like, but not only that, but put yourself in the right mental state. Fitness for me, and I know we talked about it before, it puts me in that place where I just feel better about everything and I can attack things a little bit better. Plus I look better at the beach, and who doesn't want that, so.
You have time to go to the beach after all this?
Sometimes if Warped Tour plays at a beach, I go to it. So that's about it, yeah.
So you jumped in the water in St. Petersburg then?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
That's about as close to the beach.
The Sharks and the Dolphins, yes, we did.
Yeah, because Jones Beach was too cold, really, to go in the water.
Yeah, no way. It was too cold. It was kind of raining that day. No way was I doing that.
That's a great venue, and that's a great place. If you want to quick run away to the water, it's literally right next to the water.
That's perfect, yeah.
So what's up next for you after Warped Tour? Now that we're finally making that westward turn soon.
We have the record's out, and we're doing a lot of press for that. I'm going to be traveling to do some more press trips for that, which will be cool. When I get home, I start speaking at schools again right away. It's after summertime, it's school time, so I'm back. Yeah, I'm on teacher hours, so I'm back on the clock again. But then we're gonna hit a full U.S. tour. It hasn't been announced yet, but we're gonna do a full U.S. tour in October, November, and then back to Europe and UK with Beartooth and Trash Boat. And that brings us to right before Christmas time. Take a little break, see some families, and then in January we're gonna do a small run with a couple bands in the tri-state area. We're going to do some pretty cool things in Boston, which we haven't got to do yet, so we're going to watch out for that. And then we're trying to go to we're supposed to go to Japan this year, but it fell through, so we're trying to go to Japan and China. Hawaii is the only state we haven't played in yet, so we're coming for Hawaii this year. I just want to go to weird places, man. Indonesia. We're going to go back to Australia. Not that those places are weird. They're just weird to me, and I want to go get weird in those places. So, I mean, the record's out, so this is going to be the year of touring for us. It's going to be a long one, and I honestly, I can't wait. It's been a long time since we've been on the road full time, and I think me and the boys are ready to do it.
Well, be sure to grab All Hell, the new one from Vanna. This is Davey. He never shuts up. And this is Jackie. Thanks to In the Key of Change and Chorus.fm.